Take one. Action.
Indied Filmmakers,
Indied
episode
Filmmakers.
1 with Rachel and Logan.
Yes.
This is cool, man.
Yeah.
How should we begin our first episode?
I
Let's
just
talk
want.
about how long it took you to get here. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let's.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Welcome everybody to the first episode of Indie Filmmakers. We're your hosts. I'm Rachel Durling, and this
And
is.
I'm Logan Norquay. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, we're really excited to get cooking.
Yeah, I'm so excited to get some guests on and just talk about whatever, talk about the industry, working in film and television.
But we'll explain in a bit. So some general introduction. So, do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Yeah. So my name's Logan, if you don't know me. So I started my, filmmaking journey.
Yeah.
It's been about, I'd say, 2 years. I went to school in Toronto where I studied video production. And, my course was very, technical, kind of tech savvy. But, we had classes about storytelling and cinematography. And we had guest speakers in the film industry. So that kind of just pushed me in that direction. I found a niche interest, and I found a lot of work in the sound department. So it kind of makes sense for doing a podcast. So you got a guy who knows sound, right?
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, I mean, I started, I did boom operating and location field recording for narrative shorts and stuff. I did my first feature. It's 2 summers ago now. I did my first feature film here, and it was so much fun. It was such a good experience. Met a lot of cool people, and I kind of just snowballed from there. I've done, other departments now. So, yeah, about 2 years, and I just got started through my course because I love doing it in high school.
Yeah.
And, I grew up making videos, with my sister, and I was like, I'm going to take video production and learn more. Kind of just nudged me to film, and 2 years later, here we are.
Yeah,
So,
that's crazy.
yeah.
And yeah, so how much time have you been in the industry?
Yeah, well, I say 2 years, but,
Yeah.
Consistently working, I guess, and being in that field about a year and a half.
That's exciting.
Yeah. No, it's a blast. And then I got started just through my program.
Yeah, that's awesome. And did you mention, so you're soundy, but you've done a lot of first AC work?
Yeah. I've covered a couple different bases.
Yeah.
I've done gaffing. I've
Yeah.
done first AC. I DOP'd my college's capstone,
That's crazy.
using the red Komodo camera. That was sick. Business-wise and, finding paid work, sound, because there's always people who need that kind of stuff done. But like Rachel said, I've focus pulled for, we did, a spec ad a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So a few narratives. I did it in college.
Mm-hmm. And Digi60.
Digi60 as well, yeah, for Starboy.
Yes.
Focus pulled on there. That
yes.
was a blast. But yeah, editing too. I taught myself editing when I was younger. I use DaVinci now, but I'd use Premiere and just putting stuff together. Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you've done a little bit of everything. That's
Yeah.
very interesting. And,
Even directing,
Yes, I was going to say.
Yeah, Rachel was gonna bring up this past weekend. I directed my first day on a music video, which was super cool. It was so much fun, and we still have another day to do later this year. But I'm really excited. It looks great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then you were gaffing for another project.
Yeah. Again with Ben.
Yeah.
I did some lighting for a dance video, just like a dance choreography thing, which was fun. It's nice. It wasn't too complicated. It was pretty simple, but I feel like I have a lot of the technical skills.
Yeah.
Because I learned that in school. But honestly, just taking whatever I can find.
Exactly.
As far as film goes.
Yeah,
Hey, let's move on to you.
That's a good way to
That's enough of me.
Okay, hey guys, I'm Rachel Durling. I want to say I've been in the industry since 2022, so 3 years. So I took a photography program at Algonquin. I graduated in 2022, and when I was doing my field placement, I was second shooting weddings, stuff like that. But I also wanted to experience the film industry, get some experience there. So I helped with a local production production company, Songland Studios. And I was pretty much like a camera operator for them on and off from 2022 to December 2024. And during that time, I was like, damn, I really like this. The photography industry is great, a lot of great creatives, but for me personally, I find it can be a little bit isolating if, like, as a freelancer in general, but especially like with photography and stuff, because sometimes you're just a one-man show, a lot of work. So I really just I loved being behind the camera, and I just love the atmosphere. I love being around people in the community, and just everybody's so welcoming. And I pretty much kind of started to get addicted to that, along with just loving being a camera operator. So I made the decision August of 2024 to apply to Algonquin's film and media program. And in that time, I started trying to get experience. So I was a PA on this show that's coming out soon. And then with a French series, Belle Fibe. And then, yeah, from there, that was like, 14 days on and off. And then 2 days for the other show. Digi60 came around. I reached out, and that's how I met Logan and Avery. I just reached out I went to a women's social, started talking to Beatrice, shout out Bea.
Yes.
I really wanted help with her project. And she's like, reach out to the DOP, you can maybe shadow him. And so I met Logan and Avery. And that's when I started getting more into focus pulling and second day seeing. I got to do like 5 projects, including another one. I'm drawing a blank of the name, but it was such a great experience. Did the 48-hour challenge, and then just from there, I was just trying to get experience. And for reference, the other 2 I brought up, like the shows, I was a PA on, and it was just great experience, just trying to network and see what it was like being on a film set. And did Digi60, 48-hour challenge, met so many amazing creatives, and just kept me motivated creatively and kept the momentum going. And I did a shoot with Logan, the spec, a narrative as well, a couple more in the works.
On quite a couple things together.
Yeah, which is so exciting. It's so exciting and so fun to work with your friends on set. It's just the best feeling. And so I've done, I've been a PA first, second AC, grip for Benji's Chasing Mirrors, kind of.
Yeah.
And
So you said, like, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
You mentioned you had, like, you kind of started with a background in photography.
Yeah.
So would you say, like, the collaborative kind of environment is what you like the most about working in film, as opposed to just kind of one-man army, run and gun by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a background in photography as well.
Yeah, kind of, like, I definitely have more with video.
Yes.
But I still do.
Do you feel the same way?
There's times where I do kind of like doing my own thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, just taking photos and being in my own world. But definitely, like, if I had to pick one or the other, just getting to meet all these people and, working on other people's, stories and their storytelling and stuff like that. Like, film is a lot more, I guess, fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're in, I also don't mind groups. I'm good with people. So I find like I just naturally am good at, fitting into that environment.
That's true.
Where there's other people we could talk to, and they'll be like absolutely not. Like, I just want to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Not worry about anyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah. You're right. I don't know. For me, it's just like a sense of belonging, a sense of community. It's so important for everybody to have that, and I found that with film so far. So I'm loving it.
And you were kind of set on your guns, like, to be working in the camera department off the bat, right?
Yeah.
Where I kind of like did a little bit of everything and settled with sound.
Yeah.
But you kind of knew, like, you want to be the camera person.
Yeah, and I'm open to other departments as well, like mainly like G&E and like gaffing. I really want to learn more about lighting. I have so much to learn. I just want to make that clear.
Right.
So much still to learn. I'm just trying to get as much experience as I can. That's pretty much where I'm at. And I just want to also shout out like the Digi60 events, the social events, and all the events the Monkey Business have created. I've met so many like-minded individuals, and it has just kept the momentum going, kept me creative, and I've just met so many amazing people and gotten so many opportunities from that.
Yeah.
Just, being in the right room with the right people at the right time. And it's just really nice, if you're, not in the right headspace and stuff, just being around these people, like, it's just great. Like there was the road trip premiere, that was the most recent one. Just great experience, just getting to be around people, especially in the wintertime when it's the slower months, right? Just stuff like that, that's really helped me and stuff like that. And the after party and stuff, it was great. Like I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of those people, I guess we can talk about where we're planning to go with this.
Yes,
good segue
that's a good
into,
segue. Good on you, man.
Yeah, speaking of all those people we met and all those connections that we have.
Yeah.
So do you want me to briefly sum up the name of the podcast?
Yeah,
And we'll talk about where we're planning to go.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so Indied Filmmakers, it's kind of a play on words. Obviously, indie as in independent. So more, productions and stories that aren't maybe Hollywood level film and television stuff.
Yeah.
But indeed being, meaning, I get like really or truly, like these stories are still filmmaking and these people are still filmmakers. You are indeed filmmakers, even if it's not on the scale that you see all over the news and the world and all these big films, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So that's kind of just the meaning behind the name. And then we plan to bring in, guests in the local industry to talk about their experiences, how they got into it, what they like, what they're working on, what they want to work on.
Yeah.
And kind of getting that more, what's the word, like underground talent.
Yeah.
Some recognition and just like meeting those people that maybe aren't all over the headlines, right?
Exactly.
So, or at least not yet. You got to start somewhere. So we
Yeah.
kind of want it to be letting these guests and these people introduce themselves and share their stories.
Yeah, I just want to give these people a platform. They deserve it to share their story and stuff, and just so many creative people. It's unreal. So many talented individuals that deserve a platform to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've been on so many networking events, but it's hard to kind of get into the nitty-gritty with each one individually.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm shaking hands and rubbing elbows with 5 different people in a minute. But if we can just sit down and have these deeper chats with people,
Conversation.
it also just brings our industry closer. You know what I mean? So that's where we're planning to go.
Yeah.
So the main focus, of course, would be the film and television industry around us.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be episodes where maybe it's just me and Rachel. We're gonna be the consistent hosts all the time, right?
Yeah.
So just as like Rachel kind of touched on earlier, just a creative outlet, something to make, something to create, something to talk about, something to share with the world.
Yeah.
It maybe when things are dry, or even if they're not, if there's just something we want to talk about, something going on, maybe we work on a project together and we want to just come and talk about it.
Yeah, and break it down. We can even bring Avery in as well.
Yeah, we can bring in some of our other friends.
Might have some reoccurring guests if they want to.
Yeah, of course. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. And then, we can do special episodes where we deep dive into movies that we worked on or came out, or again, like since it's Indied Filmmakers, maybe some lesser known films that you probably maybe haven't seen, and talk about those, give them some light kind of thing.
I love that, yeah.
So really whatever comes to mind, but with a focus on film and video creation,
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the plan. And then just general unscripted conversation if we don't have anything specific on the agenda.
Between us.
Between me and Rachel.
Yeah. It's just so important to have a creative outlet, and I think this is the perfect way to,
Absolutely.
get to bring people together, because, those networking events, I'm just like, man, like, I want more of these,
Right.
So,
I wish they didn't have to end.
I know, I literally didn't want it.
Which is not a bad thing. It means you're in the right place.
Yeah, so if we can have that with this, that'd be great. And then just Logan and I, having unscripted conversations, tuning in to us.
Because we've been talking about doing this for a while.
Yes.
And we've we have some
Couple
ideas written
months.
down and just, So here we are.
We're here.
It's happening.
I know, it's been in the making for a little bit, so it's very exciting. And yes, we don't want to promise any guests, but we have like a list of people we'd like to bring.
Exactly.
But yeah, just to make it clear, like there's gonna be some episodes where it's just Logan and I, just unscripted stuff, deep dive into some films, some projects we did. Yeah.
But we definitely want to bring on some more people.
Yes.
Share more ideas, get to know these creatives around us, and I think that's important, to let them voice their thoughts and tell their story.
Yeah, because some of them, they deserve it, man, and they just don't have the platform yet. So if we can give that to them, then that means a lot.
Yeah.
So
Or even if they do have the platform, this is kind of just a communal space where,
that's true.
you know, but yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
just a place to chat.
A place to chat, yeah. A place to
Yeah.
just let the creative juices flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and be open
Yeah.
to chatting about anything.
Yeah, not high
film-related.
stakes. Like there's not, not.
No expectations.
Yeah, you're not on set. There's not really a schedule. Like, we have, a certain time to film these.
Yeah.
But it's not like, we gotta get to the next scene. We gotta.
Get going,
It's
man.
just, we can just mellow out and
and
talk about.
not being
our-
like, okay, next question.
Yeah,
Just,
exactly.
if we don't.
It's not
we
a job interview.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have a couple reoccurring questions
Yeah.
we would like to have. We were talking about it yesterday, like realistically, like, 1 to 2 per episode with a guest. But if we don't get to them, that's okay.
Yeah, if
we
the
we don't want to stop the conversation. Like,
If the conversation sways one way, we'll just run with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So I think it's the most natural way to do it. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Like what we're doing right now.
Exactly. Exactly. See, that's
Like
how it goes.
Like we're trying to stay on track, but it's just a conversation.
But that's exactly what we're here to do. It's
Yeah.
just chat. Just
Ex-
yap for a few hours and then
Yeah.
call it a day.
Just call it a day.
Yeah. All right. So should we go to our first question? Our top 3 films. or
Yes.
films right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Should-
pull out the letterbox.
Should pull out the letterbox. Should we jump on that now?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Sure, I can go first. My top 3 favorite films. I kind of already know them off the top of my head, and I know that people are probably gonna flame me for my list because maybe I have basic taste. You know what I mean?
That's okay.
But
We don't judge here.
we listen and we don't
We listen.
judge.
We don't judge.
Yeah, so I'll get started. My favorite. I'm gonna give a quick honorable mention.
Okay.
Not my top 3 that I'm choosing, but
Yeah.
I want to say I was talking to my buddy Nick a couple days ago about this film because he finally just watched it.
Nice.
And obviously the Oscars just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say, honorable mention, my favorite movie of last year was Wild Robot, the animated one. That movie was just beautiful. I don't know.
I have to see it.
You
still.
haven't seen it? All right, guys, podcast is done. Thank you for tuning in.
Guys,
I'm not
if
doing
you
this
even
again.
if someone comes on even who's like, have you seen this movie? I'm gonna just be flamed.
No,
like,
it's okay.
Grilled.
You got to check out
but-
Wild Robot.
I do.
You know,
It's
I'll
on
praise that
my-
movie
it's-
forever.
Is it on my watch list?
I hope so. But quick honorable mention, that movie, it was a tearjerker,
Oh.
It was great. It reminded me of that feeling I got when I was like a kid watching
Oh,
How to
man.
Train Your Dragon. And I was like, oh my God,
Okay,
this is so good.
I gotta watch it then. I love
Anyway.
that feeling.
Yeah, so should I get to my top 3?
Yes.
Top 3 films.
Yes.
So I'm going to start and say number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say the first animated Spider-Verse movie, Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
I just relate with the character. I like the story. I like how it looks. I like the music. I mean, I have posters all over my room of Miles. I got pop figures and Lego stuff.
Love
I
it.
just love the guy.
Yeah.
It reminds me of myself and like my family, which is great. Still waiting on the third one. My phone background is Miles from the first film.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you. It's
Sorry,
where-
I'm trying to
where's my
prepare
phone?
for my top 3 because I don't know.
See, it's where he jumps off the building.
Oh, that's so cool.
Sick, right?
Yeah, I love that.
But that's gonna be number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is that first movie? I've seen it at least like 10 times, I think.
Wow.
Like over the course of years as it came out, right?
Yeah.
2018, I think.
Mhm.
2017.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna say number 3. Number 2, I'm gonna say Quentin Tarantino, Django Unchained with Jamie Foxx and
Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio. It's just funny. It looks good. I love the story. I don't know. It's just I can't remember his name. I say it's my second favorite movie, but I can't remember the guy's name. Have you seen it? That's okay.
I'm not. I'm sorry.
The hunter assassin guy. I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. I love the actor too, but I don't know. I just really like Django Unchained. I think Quentin Tarantino's one of the top 3 directors of all time.
Awesome.
Kill Bill, like dude, he's unmatched.
That's awesome.
And then number 1, this is the one that I'm gonna get a lot of hate for. People are gonna flame me for saying this is probably my favorite movie,
Yeah.
but it's Bullet Train by David Leitch with Brad Pitt and Joey King.
I think I've seen that.
I don't know why. I just love that movie so much. I've seen it a bunch of times. It looks good. It's funny. Like, it's just like, I can never get bored of it.
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't do the greatest. And it's pretty recent too. It's not like a super old movie.
Yeah.
I just love it. I did a video in college on it about the art direction.
Okay.
You know, so like the props and it's on my YouTube, like the set design and how they came up with the costume ideas. I just like deep dived into this movie, which made me just love it even more, hearing the backstory. And it was also made, you know, during COVID, peak COVID time, and they were crammed in these little train cars, you know, so having to navigate that and work around.
That's something.
Yeah, because, you know, the industry was at a standstill during COVID, right? Like
Yeah.
film sets there's so many people in close quarters, right?
Yeah.
And they had to navigate that kind of difficult situation and make a fun movie out of it that just kind of lightened the mood on what was going on in the world. Anyway, Bullet Train, Spider-Man, and Django. Those are my personal top
Those
three.
are good ones.
Yeah. I know real film geeks and real film nerds are going to be like,
Girl.
like, sit down, get off the show. Like, are you kidding me? But hey, that's the other thing about film is we're all going to have our own takeaways and our own opinions.
Exactly.
So.
We don't judge.
No, you're judging silently there. So.
No, I've been seeing those. I've seen like one of three.
Which one's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Anyway,
Okay.
how about you, Rachel?
I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna say, like I'll give my top two, and then I wanna maybe like top three right now.
Okay.
I have like my top two. They've been there for a while, but then I watched one a couple days ago. So I guess I'll start with that one. So number 3 is new to the mix. It's Sing Sing.
Sing Sing.
Oh
I haven't seen
my
that.
god, what a good movie.
It's a musical.
It's about I'm gonna read what it's about so I don't fuck it up.
Okay.
1 minute.
Top 3 favorite movies and can't remember the plot. I'm just kidding. Actually, now that you mention it, I think top 3 right now, that's probably mine because all time is so hard to do. And I just realized now that I forgot to say Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith.
Yeah,
That's up there.
that's really up there, man. If I did top 5, I'd be up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty much like about someone that was committed for a crime he didn't do. Like I was just gonna say that, but I wanted to read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Divine G, imprisoned at Sing Sing for a crime he didn't commit, finds purpose by acting in a theater group alongside other incarcerated men in the story of resilience, humanity, and the transformative power of art.
Cool. Interesting.
Oh my
Is that new?
It's from 2023, and it was
Okay.
on my watch list, but I just decided to watch it, and I was like, oh my god. I was crying. Like, it was really good.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, the cinematography is amazing. I highly recommend you watch it. It was shot on 16 millimeter film. Just the shots are just so cool. I was speechless, and I
Who's
think
the,
it's only an hour.
Who's the DOP? Do you know?
I do not know. Let me look that up real quick.
That's okay. You'll probably say the name, and I'll have no idea. That's kind of how it goes. DOP. Pat Scola.
Pat Scola.
Not sure who that is, but
Yeah, and 16 super
Okay,
16 millimeter film, vintage light,
yeah.
authentic light. Man, it's good. Okay, and then number 2 is Lady Bird. Feel good, coming of age.
I haven't seen Lady Bird.
Oh,
Sorry.
man, it's okay. You gotta watch it.
Yeah. Coming of age, is that like your kind of favorite sort of genre?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then number 1,
Drum roll, please.
Nightcrawler.
I knew you were gonna say Nightcrawler. That was a really good movie.
I've never in my life felt that way.
Yeah.
Seeing a film like yes, Uncut Gems made me feel like really anxious the whole fucking time, and that to be able to do that for the whole film, man, props to you.
Jake Gyllenhaal did an incredible job.
Yeah, the amount of effort he put into that fucking role. Oh, let me sorry. Into that role, and yeah, losing all that weight and just I've seen it 4 times, maybe.
times.
Maybe actually probably more. I'm the type of person I watch a movie once and I'm like,
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah. Just fuck. What's the name?
Did you ever watch Drive? That I with Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
'Cause
Wait.
It's similar to Nightcrawler. A little different because he's like a getaway driver.
Okay.
But I think you'd like that one too if you like the look of Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
It was
I'm trying to
quite
think
a
of
good
the
one.
name of what he does.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, like what's the role?
Oh,
like it is a Nightcrawler, but it's
I
like
think that is the name, isn't it?
Huh?
Isn't Nightcrawler? Isn't that the title?
That's the name of the title, and I think that's what they're called, where they like film.
They show up to crime scenes.
They show up to crime scenes, and then they,
Oh, it says here it's a stringer.
a stringer.
A freelance cameraman for a local news
News
station.
station, yeah. Oh man, he played that role too well.
He did, yeah. The ending, like not to spoil it, but with his partner, that he was working with the whole movie.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You got to see it.
Yeah, you gotta check out
And
Nightcrawler.
I'm grateful for 2 old friends from my photography program that showed me that film. I remember like we had like a 2-hour break between classes and we pulled it up on the monitors and I was like, hey, let's watch it. We watched in the dark.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and here we are, still my
Well,
favorite
that's
movie.
kind of what we did at
since,
my
like,
place
2019.
when you and Avery came over.
Yeah.
And you forced us to watch.
I was like,
Nightcrawler.
please,
No, I'm just
can't watch
kidding.
it. You made us watch, which I'm not going to spoil. There's 2 films we watched.
Yes,
We
we
want
wanna
to do
do
deep
deep
dives
dives.
on, so I don't want to name drop yet.
No, okay, we'll leave it a surprise.
Do you want?
No. Let's
Because
leave
what
it,
if people like look it up? It's
nah,
up to you. You're the one that found them.
No,
for
I
us.
think what we want to do is deep dive into like unconventional, underground, like kind of weird, silly indie movies that we've seen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we won't mention the name yet.
Yeah,
That'll
mine
be a
was
surprise.
mine wasn't so weird after those.
After mine, yeah, I made.
No, one of them was crazy. The other one was funny as hell.
Oh, it was hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah.
Avery, Rachel, and I we watched 2 odd. I don't know if odd is the perfect word to put it. Some movies that we'll talk
Yeah.
about later.
Yeah.
So you got to tune in again.
Yeah,
And you're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
enjoy those.
You have to tune in again.
You have to come back.
You have to come
You don't
back.
get a choice anymore.
So yeah, like I wanted to name drop the 3 films that I like.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know more about them, check them out. I just didn't want to go into too much detail because we do have other things we wanted to talk
Right.
about. But
Yeah.
any viewers, if you want us to deep dive into any of our favorite films, we can do an episode on that.
Yeah, that would be
So that's
fun.
kind of why I wanted to keep it vague. And I also just drew a blank at what each one was about. Like,
Yeah.
like when I think
Just to
Nightcrawler,
sum
it's just for the news out, him being a stringer for the news outlets overnight. Lady Bird, coming of age, kind of.
Yeah. I did want to say sorry again. Just want to remind everyone, Pursuit of Happiness. That's up there in my top 3. I forgot about that one.
I cried when I saw that one too.
Oh, me too. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, when I
still
saw it
get-
the first time, I actually cried. The bathroom scene. The bathroom scene where they're pretending to see dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's incredible. I follow the. Did you know? I'm gonna mention something really cool about Pursuit of Happiness really quick, and then we'll move on. But I want to say it's based on a true story of someone who actually went through that.
Wow.
Yeah. And at the very end of the film, there's a scene where Will Smith walks past someone on the street.
And that's him.
It's him. It's the real guy.
That's interesting because for Sing Sing, the main actor is with someone, and like just someone comes up and is like, "Hey, can you sign my book?" or something. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank at what actually happened, but pretty much someone comes up and is like, "Hey, can you sign my book?" and it's the main actor or whatever.
Really?
And the person is the real, like who's based off. I'm gonna move my mic then.
That chair doesn't go any higher. Sorry, what were you saying?
So yeah, like in the film, in one of the scenes, I forget if it's who it's based on. They're like signing the book, and that's the real person.
That is based on.
Yeah, that's based on.
That's cool.
And then the
I
actor
like when
signing
films
it.
do
And then
that.
like at the end, it's interesting because it's like, I'm not spoiling, but it just says in the credits, all these people as themselves.
Oh, okay. Like they got the real people to come back.
So I'm assuming it's the people that were in jail.
Okay.
That's all I'll
I-
say, but you gotta
okay.
watch it.
That's
So that was
interesting.
very interesting. I've never seen that many people. It's like as himself, and then
Telling their own story.
telling their own story, like being in the film, and then like this, like you said, like so cool of just the person it was based on being in it with the actor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is sick.
I love that. Can we keep doing that?
Yeah, the deep dives. Oh, you mean sorry, bringing people, to play themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
No,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
Cool. All right, there you go.
forget where we are segueing off next.
Yeah. Should we
Ooh.
move it on to the next thing?
Yes, I'm gonna drink some water.
Okay.
Don't wanna.
That's actually not a bad idea. I'm gonna get some too.
Yeah.
My lips are getting dry.
Same.
This one. ASMR.
Chatting up the storm.
Mm-hmm. I know, right?
I feel bad. I'm just like I'm looking at the camera instead.
You what? Sorry?
I'm like looking at the camera instead of
That's okay.
having a conversation.
If anyone's listening audio only, they won't even get a video, so they won't know.
Oh,
Don't worry.
yeah.
They can't see us. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, you don't know what we're doing right now.
All right, now you're making it weird. Just kidding.
We actually have
This water bottle
sunglasses
is
on.
so
You
loud.
just don't know it.
Oh, yeah? Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I guess, if this was truly audio only, I mean, it wouldn't even
Okay, if
matter,
I'm being
really.
honest, we may have to do some episodes audio only.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
It depends.
where
I'm
we
just
are.
putting it out there. I don't want to let anybody down.
Yeah, not every episode's going to have video.
Yeah, I just want to put it
Depending.
out there. So
Yeah, that's okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Next segue is, what creative projects are you currently working
What are we
on?
currently working on, Rachel?
What
are we cooking?
What are we cooking?
What are we cooking?
I mean, what day is it? Today's like the
The
3rd,
12th.
The 12th.
The 12th of March.
So,
March
like-
has been busy for us.
It's flying by. It's crazy.
It's flying by, but it's also
In a good way.
been so long. Like, because I feel like I've done more in the first quarter of March
Than
than
the
I
whole
did
year?
in all of January and February.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
creative wise. And project
Actually, I
wise.
want to say the same because including school projects and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, well, we kind of mentioned it earlier, like the
Yeah.
music video I directed. We've been planning that since like October last year.
Damn.
Yeah. The Digi 60, one of the Digis I worked on, we met the artist. Me and Ben met the artist and had this cool idea for one of her songs. Started working on that. It's a very vulnerable song though. So shooting was good, and it, we still have another day later this year
Yeah.
to finish up. But it's very vulnerable and it's very emotional for the artist. So it was being the director and kind of trying to guide her in the right direction
Yeah.
was definitely a learning experience. Definitely something challenging that I'm glad I took on.
Yes. That's impressive, man. You should be proud.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I'm
to
proud
direct,
of
man.
myself, proud of her as well.
Yes.
for
Yes.
doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. But also, like I've directed, quote unquote, directed in college some projects, but not a music video. That was new, and that was really interesting. But yeah, we had a crew. It was about 8 people.
Nice.
We had a couple guys that kind of came and went to help out, but they couldn't stay the whole time, which is all good. But yeah, so we did that on this most recent Saturday. The dance video with Ben, I kind of just helped with lighting, but let's say later in March, I booked it, and I'm filming a product commercial in Toronto.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, getting
that's-
paid some good money.
Getting
Yeah,
paid,
making some cash.
making the cash, quite the commute. Too.
Yeah, exactly. Literally,
Those-
it's
yeah.
I bust down Friday,
Yeah.
stay over at my buddy's place,
Yeah.
shoot on Saturday, and then come back Saturday night. I'm gonna get home at like 2 a.m. So it's literally like such a quick excursion all the way down to Toronto
Yeah.
and then back. But like I'm excited, and it's about what you do and the experiences.
Yes.
And I could shy away because it's hard, but I'd rather do it and say I did it.
Good on you,
You know,
man. Yeah.
so,
It's inspiring. That's
yeah.
awesome. And yeah, getting some networks in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too. That's
Yeah.
a bunch of us here trying to do.
it's great. Having gone to school there, I know people that I can call on. Like I built my crew from people I went to college with,
Yeah,
which is great. Two of my guys from my program are coming to help out.
that's awesome.
It's not a super complex, crazy shoot. Like it's a product, so it's
That's
more.
still
Like,
so exciting.
it is. Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be fun.
I'm excited
Putting a lot
to
of
see
money
it.
into that. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm working on that. Started a new job,
Yeah.
so I'm going to be doing some real estate video, real estate photos to make some extra money on the side.
Yeah.
Build up my sound kit that I've been saying I have to do, but you know, you got to spend money to make money.
Yes.
So
Yes.
bought that new lens a couple
new
days ago for
lens.
like $1,500.
Been there.
Oh man.
Been there. Yeah. It's an investment though. Like
It's-
me
yeah.
with the Sony 7 III mirrorless 2022, I rented from Vistec for a while, and
Yeah.
then the Sigma 24-70. I think it's like 1,500 as
Yeah,
well.
we have the same camera setup, don't we?
Yes,
The
and then the
DSLR.
flash too.
The flash is the exact
Godox
same now.
flash too. It's but it's worth it.
No, it is worth it. If you're gonna
It's
use
quite the
it,
investment. It's like ooh, punch,
yeah, it's a bit of a punch in the gut.
punch in the gun.
But
yeah,
you
see
got
it
to
on
remember
your
you're buying it
credit
for a reason
Yeah.
to use it and to create stuff. And I've
Yeah.
used that camera for so much.
Same, yeah. Like it's just yeah. I don't want to go into detail, but like sometimes with rentals, the hold they have to put on your credit card is just
It's daunting.
unreal.
Yeah,
So it's just
absolutely.
nice having your own gear. Yeah, you got last minute, get asked to do a gig. It's like I don't have to worry about
Yeah.
rentals to see if it's available.
That is another big thing is just
yeah.
being able to be versatile.
Yes.
Because a lot of times I'll get reached out to for sets and it's within like a day or two.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't want to be rushing to find equipment. If I just have it all and I'm like I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can also pay, you know, it's not all about money, it's really about the creativity, but you know, then you can start charging a kit fee for your equipment that you've invested in
Yeah.
to put on top of everything else. So,
Yeah.
you know, another part of the puzzle.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What else is cooking?
What else is good? I got some editing to do, some more just personal YouTube projects. I'm trying to,
That's exciting.
yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to create and put myself out there more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like me and my buddies, we like doing reaction videos to albums that come out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really, like I work in sound, but I'm not really a music guy. People ask me if I have a music background.
Interesting.
And I don't. But I do really enjoy like the storytelling in like music and listening to albums and kind of like hearing the whole story at once, if that makes sense. So I've been working on some reaction videos and just giving my thoughts on music by artists that I love when it comes out.
Love it.
It's also, again, pretty easy to make. Gets the creativity flowing.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
That's really it, yeah. You know? But that's kind of the main things right now. I'm still doing the training for my real estate.
That's exciting though.
Yeah,
New
it's
beginnings.
cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then obviously we got the podcast now.
Yes.
That's another
also-
thing on top. You can't forget that
I
this is a creative
cannot
endeavor.
Forget. Yeah, this is creative, and I love it. It's
Me
so
too.
exciting. We've been wanting to do this. I want to say like since at least December.
I think, yeah, that's when we mentioned it.
Mentioned it.
This
I'm sure
year's-
we were thinking about it before, but
Yeah.
just didn't really talk about it.
I think it was kind of in the background, and
Yeah.
then yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
Because we both worked at the acting studio.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm sure. It's been a thought.
Definitely has. Because that place used to be a podcast studio.
Exactly.
Before it was, anyway, we don't have to get into detail on the studio.
But that's also technically how we kind of first.
yeah, we actually met like a while before.
Yeah, virtually,
Avery.
like yeah,
I actually didn't even remember.
yeah,
Because, yeah, we had a Zoom, and you were there. I was talking to the creative director.
Yeah.
And doing a little interview.
And
you were an admin, right?
yeah.
And, yeah, but your hair was also, like, orange-red at the time,
I
right?
think so. Yeah.
So I didn't even recognize you when we met in person.
Yeah. And
But-
then we met up in a parking lot.
Yeah, to go over the equipment we were using for our shoot.
Which was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad we did
Got
that.
to meet each other and laugh.
Yeah.
And then from there, I was like,
We kinda
these are-
clicked off
These
the
are my
bat.
homies.
Yeah.
I felt it. I didn't want to say anything. I was like, I could be really close friends with Logan and Avery, man. And I feel like we're known as a trio now anyway. And I felt it, so.
Absolutely, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, we've all hung out doing our own thing.
Yeah. Because again, as we said before, it's nice getting to work with your friends.
Exactly.
And so we get along and we're friends outside of film, but then when we are on set and get to, be hired by our friends and stuff, it's great.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
it.
it is.
Yeah.
And that's I don't want to like take up your time because I also want you to talk about what you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to say, kind of going off that, something I guess I've learned in this industry is you're gonna have connections that you aren't super close with, but that you work with a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's been,
like
I've
not to
kind of
name names.
I've realized that too. It's
Not
it's
even
been
in a
interesting
bad-
to accept. I know it's reality.
Yeah,
but-
like there's a few guys where we've worked together on set and we work phenomenally and we get along and, you know, we're good problem solvers and like the work dynamic is great. But we've also been at networking events and in that kind of more relaxed personal environment just doesn't click at all. But I'll work with them
know.
again because I know that we work well.
Yeah.
But being able to accept that you're not going to be best friends with everyone. And that's not a bad thing. That's just how it is. But then
Yeah.
there's other times like you, me, and Avery and Ben, and
And
you
when
know we get along like this. You know, super tight.
It's so fun. Yeah,
Exactly.
and yeah, we had a little Super Bowl thing at Avery's
Yeah.
or Logan's house, and
Shout out Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar, of course.
Yeah,
oh
that
my
was
God,
fun.
it was just a reminder of that. Just we were all laughing our ass.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was a blast. Took me like an hour to get the freaking site I was using working. Remember, it kept
Yes.
buffering and cutting out,
Yeah.
and they charged me like $2 yesterday on my credit card.
Bruh.
Which I'm not, it's $2, but I canceled it like right after we watched the Super Bowl, and I woke
That's
up
funny.
and it's like this site was like, oh, we're taking another $2 from you,
God damn it, man.
but it was worth it. Like that night was a blast.
And that's just another example. Like I think that's the most recent one. Next to the monkey business event, man. I feel like I know. Yeah, we weren't sure.
Shout out
if-
to Monkey Business.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna just name drop the monkey business, but I just love the events that Tom and Christian, Jen, they all host. I've told them that, and it's just I love it. In the after party, we were playing basketball at Jack Astor's. I got to know a couple other people and connect on that way, and so it's nice seeing obviously you don't click with some professional, like it's professionally only, but that situation I clicked.
I feel like we all got
personally,
along.
and I was
Yeah.
like, I love this.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you guys again, and I'm putting it out there. I would love to, whether it's myself or somebody else, just host these events.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a premiere, but just hosting these events, these social events, to get to know each other. And I know everybody's so busy, but for those that aren't, just getting to socialize and stuff, because it can be isolating, man.
A little bit, yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, Rachel, what are you working on?
My turn.
What are you cooking?
Hi, guys.
You little chef in the kitchen. When you cook.
You were too, though. And
March's been busy.
yeah, and that's why it's nice having this podcast, as we wrote here at Creative Outlet. It's just so great to have like-minded individuals and be friends with them, be with like-minded, just be friends with like-minded creatives, because if we're not creating, we can, chat it out here.
But this is also
and this
creating.
is a creative outlet.
Yeah.
But before that, it was just nice being it's just nice being friends with people that are creatives to get that. I mean, at a certain point, it's not motivation; it's discipline. But just getting that creative inspiration back and getting back into the momentum, the routine of things. And if you're friends with creatives, you're consistently around people that are creating projects, personal, corporate stuff. Like just hearing about it. And I don't know. For me, it's just keeps the momentum going, just hearing about what people are up to. I'm like, fuck, I want to get cooking too.
Yeah.
I keep saying that, but
It's
yeah,
inspiring.
it's seriously, it's so inspiring being friends with people in this industry, man. So yeah, as I said, I'm first semester, it's only a year of the film and media program. It's been a great experience. It's obviously a lot of work, but I knew that getting into it. And so, yeah, on Sunday, so today's the 12th, right?
Yep.
On the
Yeah,
9th,
Wednesday.
the day, as we were saying before, March is just like slow, but like flying by. And it's busy for us. I did, with my group, I was the DOP for a documentary that'll hopefully, it'll be out mid-April. And it was, I don't, actually, I kind of want to make it a surprise, but
Well, if you want, we can cut that out.
no, actually not going to say it. It's about a Palestinian artist.
Right.
And we interviewed the mother and
That's really cool.
the daughter. oh my God, great experience. And just, yeah, I loved every moment of it. We had, 2 cameras. It was pretty much my first time, I just want to put it out there, like creating something, I feel like, with a group of people, with intention behind it. Like,
When you say that was your first time?
I want to say, other than like video star stuff when I was a kid and YouTube videos. iMovie. Other than that, like this was the first time it was like, I mean, I didn't come up with the idea. I'll shout out my classmates for that, my group. So yeah, I want to say this is the first time like creating a doc anyway. Like
Nice.
it's just should say. Great experience.
Would you do it again?
I would.
Yeah.
I want to do more talks.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's a great experience. It was the first time kind of trying to take control of being like, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? Because I used to be so afraid. Weddings kind of pushed me, I'm sure with, like I was saying to you, like it just pushes you to like have to take control and direct. So that was the first time I was like, okay.
Did you direct that one?
No.
Okay.
But like the lighting and stuff.
Yeah, but still,
and,
you were in charge of all that.
Yeah. Like, okay, flag, you gotta put the flags up. You gotta do the lighting here. I had some challenges with the lenses. The 50 mil was the 50 mil was acting up.
Weird,
So we
okay.
switched to the 35. And yeah, anyway, it was a great experience doing that. In the works as well, I'm just waiting to get approved for a location at Algonquin. There's like a certain room I want to film in for a profile of a filmmaker. I want to make that a surprise.
I know who it is.
You know who it is.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool.
So when that comes out, I want to keep that one a surprise because it's set in stone for him. That's a hint. For it to be about him, but just like the location and the B-roll and stuff, but mainly the location and stuff. Just waiting to get approved for that, to be approved the classroom. So yeah, there's that coming up. It's due the same time.
Oh, really?
April 19th.
Wow.
So the doc is due the 19th. It's going to be, if we get chosen, on PBS, and then the profile's due the same day, unless I'm wrong. This week I'm going to be helping out as a first AC for a short film, which I'm very excited about. And then one day in April, first day of April, it's pretty much set in stone. I think I'm second for one project. Those are the ones that are set in stone for now, but the short that I'm doing starting this Thursday is going to be spread out. And then, in between that, the podcast.
48 hours coming up.
The 48 hour, yes. We have our group. We're just in the process of finalizing roles. We're going to register for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited about that. That's the 4th to the 6th.
You did it last year, right? The 48 hours challenge?
I did the one that was just kind of Ottawa only.
Okay, this is
as a first AC. And this one is worldwide. Mm-hmm. So if this comes out before the deadline, you should register.
Yeah, check out. I think the 48-hour challenge is such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Because, you're cramming shooting an entire short film into 48 hours.
Yeah.
But, receiving the prompt, writing, getting your actors, getting your locations, shooting, editing, all of that in 48 hours is not a long time at all.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
That whole idea. You know what I mean?
I know, it's really cool. And so, obviously roles are still being confirmed, but Logan is a part of it.
Yeah.
And I'm directing.
Yeah. Is this your directorial debut?
I would say so, because I'll put it out there. I have been a bit selfish in the sense of school being on the camera. I only want to do camera, which is not good because I want to learn more about light. I want to gaff, I want to grip, but I've just kind of taken control about that because it's been like really small groups. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
And I like the group of people that we've chosen. There might be some more getting added in. We'll see. But I'm really liking the group that we have. It's pretty much like our friends, like we were saying before.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. We got Lens and Ben and you, me.
Yeah.
We're at Avery.
Yeah.
We still don't know who our actors are, but
yeah,
we got
Grace as well.
Grace, yeah. Shout out to Grace.
Oh, and I helped with that short film that Grace DP'd.
Oh yeah, over that like past weekend.
Yeah, and then another with like it was the final like pickup day for a narrative film with August. Shout out August. I'd love to have her on. I
That would
love
be really
August.
cool.
I met her.
Shout out to August.
I
man.
met her on the 48-hour challenge in Ottawa, and we just clicked.
Mm-hmm.
And she's my like a really close friend, and
I'm
yeah.
excited for that one to come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is, she's the whole team is very talented, but August is a very talented, humble individual.
Yeah. Speaking of August, because she wrote that script,
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, have you, like, gotten into script writing? Have you ever done anything like that? Would you ever in the future
I have
write
not,
your own
like,
stories?
I have not really thought about it.
Okay.
I mean, I had script writing class. I had it yesterday, actually. I don't know why. I feel like I'm not that good of a writer, but obviously you can't get better if you don't practice and try. So I'm open to it. What about you?
I mean, besides college, I haven't really written anything outside of that, which I want to mention is kind of something I want to do more of.
Put it out there.
Yeah, because I had this literally my first year of college. One of my favorite things I've ever written
Yeah.
was this short for just a school assignment for a web series.
Mm-hmm.
It was my episode in the web series. And, you know, visually it's not the best. It doesn't look the greatest.
Yeah.
We didn't have a budget at all. It's an assignment. We
Yeah.
shot it in one day. But to this day, I just love the character I came up with and the ending twist, you know, like I don't want to like spoil it or talk too much about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of want to turn that into something bigger.
So was it a short, you said?
Yeah, it was about,
Would you make
it
it
was about
into
8 minutes.
Would you make it into a feature?
See, I've thought about that.
Okay, let's
I
get
have
let's-
considered it. It's
yeah.
just I wrote it to be a short,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to expand it and stretch it's kind of difficult.
Mm.
But I love the character I came up with, and his name. I don't want to like spoil anything or like get too into it,
That's okay.
but like his name is so important to the story.
Yeah.
Because there's a twist at the end.
Mhm.
Regarding his name.
Yeah.
And just like I don't know, I came up with that and I thought it was so cool,
Mm-hmm.
and I was very proud of it. And I still, the guy who acted in that project, I still talk to, and you know, he's in Toronto doing big things,
That's exciting,
doing
man.
some big advertisements. He's an actor. But anyway, yeah. So I definitely write again. Absolutely. I just kind of have to
Good.
sit down and do it. You know.
Yeah. See, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I definitely we should
Yeah.
make that into a feature. We should do at least
can
a
try.
director's cut or something.
Maybe I'll show you the short. You
Yeah,
can
you
tell me
sh-
what you think.
you
and then-
should.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. I want to see you. You're right. You're right. I want to see you direct. It's interesting, like seeing your friends in the industry like do different roles. It's like, oh, damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's very important, I feel like, to be open to other roles. And I will put it out there that I'm going to work on that this year.
Mhm.
Obviously, it kind of took the program at Algonquin to get my reel and get more confident at being a DOP and just being used to like directing people in that sense of it being as a DOP, because
Right.
I'm not used to that. But I am open to other roles, mainly like, yeah, as I said before, gaffing, grip and stuff. But I will, yeah, with writing and stuff. Because I don't know about you, but school was kind of the reason I started thinking about my own projects. I always just wanted to help with everybody else's, but it forces you to come up with, you know, doc ideas. And I pitched one, and if it was next semester, I would have been chosen pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still want to do it, so I don't want to say. But yeah, so I don't know about you. And then even narrative stuff, I was like, you know, that's kind of like my favorite thing to do, be a part of. I never thought about myself, and we just had to do a quick little exercise.
Yeah.
And I submitted it, and my prof was like, oh, yeah, I really like all these. And then I was like, shit, let's do it.
Yeah. Get some confidence in
Let's
yourself.
do it. Yeah, so I don't know if it was the same for you.
Yeah, kind of. Well, it forces you to, you know, like you're paying for and a lot of, I hate when people kind of talk negatively on film school
I know.
and video school.
Yeah.
I really don't like that because there's so many different avenues into this. You
Yeah.
don't have to, you can self-teach,
Mm-hmm.
but paying the money to kind of get your foot in the door, I think is perfectly fine. And I think it's good. And like, I remember when you had first started your program, we talked briefly about it. It forces you to create. You don't really have a choice,
Yes.
you know, not in a bad way,
Yeah.
but you're with all these like-minded people in the same boat, and you're collaborating, and before you know it, you're just working on your own things because you have to, and then you think of other ideas for stuff you want to do outside of the program, and you're connecting with all these people. But yeah, I definitely had that too. Like I said, I made videos on my own before, but narratively and kind of being vulnerable, telling your stories and your thoughts.
Yeah.
It kind of, you know, puts you in a new situation, and I really enjoyed it.
That's good.
Because, you know, there were stories I wrote where they were a little, like, deeper topics.
Yeah.
And kind of putting that into the world and just being like, yeah, you know, I wrote this, and, you know, I had to be vulnerable in the writing. But now it's out there, and, you know, I don't care.
Good. Yeah, that's
You know?
awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you come up with, what you create.
Thank you.
Let's get
Yeah,
let's get
likewise.
you back writing. Let's get you
Get
directing.
me back in the writer's booth.
Get you back in that chair.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
even that music video we did, I didn't write the song, but directing the performance
Yes, that's
comes
huge,
from
man.
my own heart, you know?
That's huge, and
So-
it's inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
it's just so important to just keep pushing yourself creatively, whether that's different departments or just being open to other projects that maybe if you're scared to do, like just it means you should try it out.
And when you say other departments, like, even if it's not a department you enjoy
Yeah.
or find yourself planning to stay in for long, like, a lot of people don't like sound. But I think
Yeah.
trying it or at least understanding it, that way when you're doing these other roles and you're collaborating with other departments, you know how the flow of the production works.
Yeah,
So you're not kind of left guessing, you know what's going on for other people.
yeah,
So you're not left confused. You kind of,
that's a good point, actually.
yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I already told you this, but for the 48-hour challenge in November, it was like one or two scenes I was sound.
Oh, yeah?
I had the boom, and I was like,
And how'd that go?
I mean, I'm glad I did it, but I was like, I don't think I could do this.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I tried it, and I had
Absolutely.
I had a great appreciation for you and Kim and Charles, all the soundies. There's
I
so
want to
many.
get them in here, too.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of soundies. There's like
Absolutely.
Kim,
Adam.
Charles, Adam. There's
What's his name, Jonathan?
there's this Jacob guy.
Sorry, I'm thinking
Jacob
of Jacob, my bad.
Trainer, friend of Kim's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, there's a couple of us.
the homies.
Yeah. The sound squad got to stick together.
Yeah,
There's this Facebook page. I forget the name, but it's like this big film group, and every year they do this like who's the top department or who's like the
Oh
best
my God,
department.
yeah.
Have you seen those?
yes.
Like those battles.
Who won?
Sound.
I was gonna say I thought
Yeah.
Sound won.
Sound won last year, but
It's underappreciated. It's underrated.
it is very.
Oh yeah, there's
important.
Felix as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Felix, right? I've never worked with him. But
Worked with them. And it was a great experience. So
yeah.
very professional.
Shoot, what's her name? Kenneth's Henzy.
And
She kind of does sound. She dabbles in sound too.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
shout out
it.
to them. Definitely
Yeah.
want to get Kenneth on here to talk about Starboy at some point.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
like obviously just to be safe, we don't want like there's certain projects that are in the works.
Right. Yeah, we
that
don't
we're
want to
so
leak
excited.
anything.
We're so excited. Like trust me, I want to just say like, okay, even though this isn't set in stone, this is what's possibly coming up. But just
We got to
for-
keep some things.
just keep it on the low
on the
until
low.
it's like the deal memo signed or it's done filming.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like okay now
And we
we
have
can,
permission to talk
and
about it.
we have pretty much we have permission to talk about it. But I mean, just to shout out quickly, Starboy was such a great experience. Since it's posted on their social media, they did do like a quick little interview of us that'll be coming out eventually, and that
Did
was
they
just a
post
great. I'm not sure, but they did they posted on their story like behind the scenes.
Oh, that's right.
So that's
they
the only
did.
reason I'm bringing that up. Great experience. I love working with that team,
Mm-hmm.
and I was honored that they interviewed us. So thank you.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Such a great experience, and
Yeah.
we could deep dive into the Starboy eventually too, because that was hit home for a bunch of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely. And I think was that Kenneth's first directing?
that's what I'm saying, man.
I'm not
It's
sure.
it's so crazy with the G60, like Beatrice, Kenneth, like these people. It's their first time
Such a good
technically
environment.
directing, and I'm like, how? Like you guys are meant to do this.
Yeah, right. Some people are naturally just very
Yeah.
talented and very good at it.
Yeah, it's very inspiring.
Yeah.
So people can say what they want about Digi60 and stuff. It's a perfect way to start out or just get your project out there.
Mm-hmm.
It forces you to create.
Yeah.
And I've just met so many. Like I just can't say it enough how many amazing people I've met from it. So,
Mm-hmm.
like most of my friends are my film friends, and I met them through that.
Yeah,
I
that's
met
true.
you guys through
yeah,
that
if
technically,
Digi hadn't
right?
happened, we probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I think I would have eventually seen you at an event.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think,
Down the
yeah,
road.
I think for sure we would definitely, the three of us, we would have been friends eventually, but yeah.
Yeah. But like you were saying earlier, just events like that, bringing everyone together into
It's
one
so-
place,
yeah.
it's important. Yeah.
I want more of them. Like, there doesn't have to be a premiere, there doesn't have to be a film screening behind it. Just getting together. And I know, as I said before, people are really busy, but if you have time, I just feel like it's just such a great, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to segue into...
Yeah, let's move to the... Do you
What
want to
you-
talk about the advice?
Yeah, do you want to do what you're looking forward to? I guess we
feel
kinda
like
already
we kind of
answered.
touched on that.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
quickly say, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking forward to pushing myself creatively. This seems like for me, this is the first year so far I've had a project every month.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the goal, a project every month. And I'm just so excited to push myself creatively and get a reel and be a DOP and just work in the other departments, work on bigger sets, and just consume more short films. There's the International Film Festival I'm going to tonight.
Yeah, and the career fair next
The
weekend.
career fair and just more films, going to more events, like we
Yeah.
said, like TIFF hopefully at the end of the year,
Mhm.
stuff like that, and just meeting more people, being open to working with more people, being open to working in different departments, and just pushing myself creatively, and something maybe I wouldn't have thought to do. Even this, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to do it, but just taking action.
Taking
I'll
action.
just end on that.
Yeah, that's really good. It's just saying we're going to do it. If we were like, oh, we should do a podcast, and then crickets and nothing happens. Or just doing it,
Yeah.
There's a quote I really like, and it's like, start before you're ready.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to learn if you don't take a first step forward and do it.
Yeah.
It's really about momentum.
Yeah.
I have a similar thing. I actually, New Year's of this year, 2025, I dubbed it Year of Creation. I was like, I'm just going to create. I'm just going
I
to put
love
myself
that.
out there, whatever it is. And comparing myself less to other people. We're all on our own path. And we're all creating our own things. And like, we're all different. So kind of accepting that I'm doing my thing and other people are doing theirs. And you can't compare the two.
Exactly. That's a very
But-
good point.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to also, like you said, just getting the podcast off the ground, getting more episodes done,
I love
talking
it.
about stuff,
Yeah.
creating something every month.
Yeah.
And if I'm not actively working on something, I'm going to make work for myself in terms
Yeah.
of writing or coming up with projects.
Yeah. And yeah, that's awesome. That's such a good mindset to have. And for
Yeah.
me, it's just I will, not I wish, I
Mhm.
will, I'm going to,
Yeah. Yeah.
that mindset. And yeah, I'm going to be open to working with new people because I kind of wanted to explain actually originally for Digi 60. So yeah, I did those two projects in the summer and stuff, and I knew one person on one of the sets. Whatever. The other one was like I didn't know anybody. It's just I think it's so important to work with new people and push yourself that way, whether you're shy or not. That originally for Digi 60, I was registered with a team of people that I already knew,
Okay.
and due to them being hired on set, they ended up not filming. So I was originally just doing Digi 60, one for sure of people I knew, and because that fell through. It pushed me more. I'd already planned, obviously. I was meeting you and Avery, and that was already in the works, so I had two, but it pushed me to work on 5.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to think. I went to the event, was talking to people I already knew, had my own little circle already, and yeah, I wanted to push, and I met a bunch of people. I helped with this play as well, Bisexual, the play, and Maddie Zhu, and all those people were acting and stuff, wanted to be a part of it. It's just crazy. Went in planning to work with people I already knew, and then I pushed myself and forced myself to work with people I didn't even know. And I met so many new friends, so I want to keep on that momentum as well this year. It's so
Yeah.
important.
That's really good. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's so important, definitely. And
Yeah.
it's, I remember we were talking about your focus pulling coming up. We don't have to touch on, get
Yeah.
into details because it's
Yeah.
still, I don't want to leak anything. But
Yeah.
I remember you mentioned yesterday when we met up, you were not feeling nervous.
Yeah.
And I remember before sets, certain times, you'd be like, I'm terrified
I
right
shit my
now.
pants.
Like, you would ask me multiple times, like, are you nervous? Why am I so nervous?
Yeah.
And and then we met yesterday, and you're like, I don't feel nervous.
Yeah.
And that you wouldn't have gotten to that level had you not put yourself out there.
Exactly.
And just did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate
great.
that. And I'm just so grateful for you and Avery and all my friends in the industry for pushing me. Like, I know I'm doing the work. Put myself out there, but having people that support you, it means a lot. So I really appreciate that. And the same with you as well, with the real estate and directing. Like, that is just crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you had told me that in like October, like if you had even told yourself that in October, it would have been like, damn, really?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
I know.
Buying your own gear and stuff.
Yeah.
Freelancing in itself, that's very inspiring.
It's also, it's not easy. We work in a very unconventional industry.
Yeah.
You got to be hungry for it. You know what I mean?
You gotta be,
Yeah, if you're not like actively chasing, you're not going to thrive, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot to learn, and that's one of the things. And I think that kind of segues into the advice.
Yeah.
Be
advice
hungry,
from
man.
Be hungry. Like, you got to want it.
It's not coming to you.
Yeah, the work is not going to be spoon-fed to you. You know, and really thriving off of film and television. It is kind of like a snowball effect.
I
It was
agree.
really hard at first.
I agree.
And it'll dip and it'll fluctuate, but as you meet people and as you network and grow your contacts, the work just starts coming to you.
Yeah.
You're like, at first, you are going to be constantly chasing the work.
Yeah.
And taking whatever comes and getting, fucked over by low prices or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, the work starts coming to you.
Yeah,
People start
that's
reaching
true.
out to you once you see,
That's true.
your knack, your drive.
That's awesome. Sorry, I someone was looking at through the window,
Oh, were
so that's
they?
why I got scared.
Oh.
Sorry.
No,
if
we
you
still got
saw
time.
me, looking like that's why.
So it busts in the podcast
But,
room. And
yeah.
we still got time.
Yeah, we still got time. That's great advice.
Yeah. But I think, can I give my biggest piece of advice?
Yes, I want. Take it over, man.
Just really quick. And this is one that I always remember.
Mhm.
And I think I mentioned it yesterday. It's really for any industry.
Yeah.
But it is 90% about who you know and not what you know.
Yeah.
Not that what you know isn't important,
Mhm.
but like, you have to know people and you got to put yourself out there. And, even if you're a little quieter, if you're on the shy side, you got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Because the commercial that I'm doing at the end of the month is the cousin of a good friend of mine
Yeah.
that I met during school.
Yeah.
Had I not met them, I wouldn't have this project.
That's crazy.
Same with the digis, people reaching out, being like, I know I found your contact through this person who I met on set doing something completely different. It's like a huge cobweb.
Yeah.
And everything kind of connects. And if
Yeah.
you just put yourself in there and meet these people, like I said earlier, the work's going to come to you.
Yeah.
And the opportunities are going to come to you. But you have to just put yourself out there and say, I'm creating. And yeah.
I love
know?
that. That's
Yeah.
a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say is just don't be afraid to reach out, reaching out to shadow people, because that's how I got. I reached out to Shadow Avery, and the
You
weddings.
reached out to him? No, it's good.
Technically, I reached out to Beatrice, and she got him the message.
Oh, right. She reached out for you. But you
Because
still,
I was
you
intimidated.
still started that.
Yeah, I get intimidated easily by people, so not being afraid to reach out, because same with the weddings. I was scared, but I just reached out and I got second shooting gigs from it. I was for a little bit an admin assistant for a photographer here in Ottawa. Reached out to Shadow and for my field placement, and I worked for them for I think almost a year.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of other examples, but just reaching out, hey, I just want to get to know you.
Yeah, even
Not
just,
expecting anything,
not
but just
expecting
getting to
anything.
know people in this industry, asking for advice, not being afraid to shadow and ask for advice, pick people's brain.
Even just chatting for a coffee. That's how I met Avery.
Really?
we met through Catherine. Catherine referred both of us.
Oh,
And we
that's
met
awesome.
up. We met up in the summer and literally just met up at a coffee shop and talked.
That's awesome.
We talked about what we do, what we've done,
Mm-hmm.
what we want out of it. I was still it was just after I finished school, and I was kind of like still figuring it out. I
Yeah.
still am,
I'm still, yeah.
Exactly. But it was like, I didn't go in expecting work. I didn't go in being like, put me on every set you're on. I want to do everything. We just met and we talked, and now we're like homies.
Best
You know?
homies, yeah.
But yeah, that ties into being hungry.
Yeah,
You
being
gotta put yourself
hungry.
out
Yeah,
there, like you said.
yeah. So just reaching out, but not having expectations. Because for me, when I reach out, I literally just want to get to know the person. I don't expect anything. So, yeah.
You can kind of tell when people. You can kind of tell people's intentions.
Yeah, and it rubs you the wrong way. It's really hurtful.
Yeah.
If you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just kind of wanted film friends, and if I got to help with their own little, I wanted to help people bring their own personal projects to life. That's kind of what I wanted. So just kind of reaching out to people and just getting to know them, and then if possible, like helping with their projects, like their personal ones, not like other things. So just little creative things that they want to get off the ground. Like, hey, if you need help, let me know.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's it, really. Other than, like same with Matt Cross, I kind of started messaging him and stuff, and I ended up getting a second AC under him for a Digi-60. I can't think of the name. The war one.
The war one. Oh, shoot, yeah, that one was really good.
Anyway.
That was one with like when they were in the trenches and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
so I just reached out again to Shadow and stuff.
And again, that's another thing you can put your name on and be like, I helped make this.
Yeah, it was such a great experience.
Yeah.
Because I knew, that's crazy, from like one of the production companies in the earlier, when I first started out, that's how I met Kim. That's how I met Murphy. Shout out Murphy. Jesse, like JS, all these people I met through that. And I'm so grateful I met them. I love them all. So, yeah. Anyway, we could keep talking for a long time.
Yeah, we could, which I guess is the point, but yeah, we don't want to talk forever.
Yeah, if you want a 4-hour episode, let us know. Just
exactly.
Kidding. Just kidding. But I think that's the only advice I have is just don't be afraid to reach out. Always be open, always learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say one more.
Yeah.
Just quickly.
Yeah.
Another piece of advice. This one's more kind of for something I noticed when I was in my program in school. Don't be afraid to, like, easier said than done. I say don't be afraid, but like put your work out there into the world. We live in such like a digital age, and it's inevitable that your name and your work is going to be online. And obviously be careful. Like don't tell the world where you live, but like share your projects. 90% of my videos I made from college are public on my YouTube.
That's good.
Like they're just there.
Good.
And looking back on them, I'm acting in some of them, and it is so embarrassing.
But that's how you learn. That's how you grow.
Exactly.
But true, yes.
But like knowing people can just like see it, it's kind of a balance of like, oh my God, I did that. But also like that's something that I made and that's something that I did. And, at the end of the day, I'm proud of it. So just share. Honestly, just share. Put your work out there. Don't be afraid to show the world who you are, because we only got one shot at this.
Yeah.
You only got one life.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And
post your content, man.
Easier said than done,
content, bro.
but don't be afraid to fail. I'm trying to get better at that. That's how you learn.
That's how you learn.
Like, can't be good right off the bat.
And it won't be.
And that's been me with First Day Seeing. I got a long way to go, man.
Yeah. Another thing about, social media, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's
but you kind of see the best of the best.
Exactly.
You see the people with the most followers doing the biggest things, and you're not going to be at that level when you start.
Yeah, because if you did, then what?
Then where do you go from there?
Then what?
Yeah, exactly, like you said. And
even just getting everything you want so young, like, I don't know. Like, it's not really an accurate example, but, Bad Baby, like, she was talking on a, I guess it was I don't know if it was a podcast, but a video. She's like, I got enough money to live for the rest of my life. I don't know what to do with myself now.
True.
And it was heartbreaking. Like, she's set for life, which is great, but like she's like, I already did everything I wanted to do. Same with Emma Chamberlain, but yeah.
You got to make make new things, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta just keep going.
Find different avenues.
So yeah, like you're where you are. Like what was I gonna say? Where you are is where you're supposed to be.
I like that. Be where your feet are.
Yeah.
I like that.
And yeah, don't be afraid to fail. Like that's what one of my goals for this year is not being afraid to fail. Cause yeah,
And
just try.
Yeah, it's inevitable. You will fail, and things aren't going to go as planned sometimes. I've had great shoots and I've had bad shoots, and I hated them. And you learn the most from those ones, and then you
Exactly.
improve, and you can't grow without messing up.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am not afraid to say, like, I have so much to learn. I want to consistently learn for the rest of my life. But, like, lighting and everything, I have so much to learn.
Yeah.
So
How's it
I'm
going,
not
Master
afraid to
Rachel?
I'm not afraid to say that I'm wanting to learn. So, yeah.
I think you should
Always-
always be learning.
Yeah, and what's that saying? They like to always be in a room full of people
Oh.
that are smarter than you
Yeah,
or something.
if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I want
That
to
kind of idea.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we should end on that.
Yeah, I guess we'll end on that note. Don't be afraid to fail, and create. Put your stuff out there, man.
Yeah. Please. We
Yeah.
want to see it. I want
Exactly.
to see it.
Yeah. And next time we're here, hopefully we'll probably have a guest on.
Yes.
Next time we come in,
yeah.
talk to some more of the local industry, hear their stories.
Yeah. So thank you for
tuning in
listening.
If you made it all the way to the end.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Indied
Indied Filmmakers.
Filmmakers. Yeah, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to DM us on Insta.
Oh, do you want to plug your Instagram?
You first.
Me? It's just my name, at Logan Norquay, LoganNorquay.
Mine's at Durling Our Photos, so DURLING our photos. So yeah, don't be afraid to reach out, DM us, whatever.
Yeah,
If you have
if you
any
wanna
ideas, anything you want us to talk about, if you want to come on. I
wanna
mean,
hop
we
on the
we got a huge, like, if I'm being honest, we have a huge list of people like we
Yeah.
haven't even asked yet. But
We've mentioned it to some.
Yeah.
But we need to, lock in a day for bringing them on.
Yeah.
But
So we do have a huge list of people that we already have to want to come on. But yeah, we're open to
or if you have
ideas.
topics to discuss,
Yeah.
you know.
I wish we could like the radio call it, like get people to
People
call
call
in.
in. Be
What's
like having, like, a
what's
live
your
show.
what's your question? Imagine like you call in like you need help like for your like what would you do for lighting for this?
While they're on set.
Yeah.
Imagine they're on set right now. They're like, guys, I need help.
Guys, I need help.
How do I use this?
Yeah.
That mic's not working.
Yeah, guys, I need help. The lighting fell on the
It's
actor.
like a lifeline, you know?
Yeah, and we also want exactly. I want to say we also want actors on here as well.
Yeah, definitely. Actors, performers. Like
Theater people too, because
Yeah, people that aren't necessarily crew.
shout out Elle and Maddie Zhu, Andrew Riddles, the bisexual that play. They're theater, but they're also, it's hand in hand. So
Exactly. It's
because
still,
a lot of there's a lot of people that came from theater, like a lot of
Yeah,
actors.
a lot.
I can't. Yeah, we gotta
Well,
wrap up, but I can't think
yeah.
of a name. But
Well, the artist that I did the music video for, she came from theater.
there you go.
She did that originally.
There
So
you go.
navigating the screen world is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you again all so much for tuning in and listening to episode 1. There will be more to
Yes.
come
Yes, I promise.
with me and Rachel.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Fist bump.
Video, you can see it.
Exactly.
Audio, you can't. But
Sometimes I forget the camera's there.
I've been looking at it the whole time.
Anyway, thank you, everyone. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank
and,
you.
We'll see you next time.
Till next time. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Cut. Get out of it, okay?